What's up, world? It's your man Shaziel coming to you guys with the update. And I hope everybody's been staying safe, staying sane in these crazy times. I just kind of wanted to touch on a few topics, just reflecting, just kind of looking at our world and our society. Firstly, I want to just say we're never going back. We're not going back to before 2020. We're not going back to some traditional time period. We're not going back to some golden age. Right now is an acceleration from these people on both sides of the spectrum. Part of the reason why I've had to take a step back, I've had to go and research and look at things that I had already looked at, was because of just all of the data and the information age that we are in that's being weaponized. It's being weaponized because it's so much disinformation and misinformation, and it's so much censorship. A society is being rebuilt. Capitalism is being reset. This isn't coming, it's already here. It's happening in real time. But the part that I want to get you guys to understand is everything that's taken place over the last 5 years or so set the stage for what's here, utilizing the formula problem, reaction, solution. So all of these things have already been manufactured to get the end goal, which is globalization, which consists of destabilizing and rebuilding back the society where it fits their goal of a sustainable new world. Now, within this globalization, they have to affect every sector. Kind of like I was just talking about on my last podcast, the economy, education, entertainment, religion, politics, race. All of these elements have to be destabilized in order for us to do this to ourselves. We give these people slowly but surely the power because a society that's afraid to do anything, a society that's terrified to give up their own liberties. So that's what we're seeing slowly but surely. And another point that I want to make is the censorship. All of the censorship. This is the thing. I'm not even going to get into everybody that's being censored. You can't be gaslighted by these people and go back to the very same people who control the information. Their job as the mainstream media is to program the sheep. At the very same time, it's about taking back control over the narrative. But as I say all of this, you gotta also know that you're the sheep. Once we put ourselves above everybody else, once we separate ourselves and say that it's them, and we didn't have anything to do with it, that's when we close ourselves off and we allow that echo chamber to control everything that we believe. When they admitted that our reality is based on what we look up, what we want to see, what we research. So you only get a certain hue of the truth anyway, based on your own built-in biases. I said that to say this. The very same people who are supposedly fighting for sovereignty, they're fighting for freedom, have allowed themselves to get sucked up into the political paradigm, and you don't realize that all of these people work together. The people that we glorify, the people that we put at high esteem, the people that all of you are worshiping, these people are actors. Social media, just like the mainstream media, is carefully crafted, rehearsed, and distributed to the masses. And now anybody can do it to you. See, before with the television, it was only a certain group that they allowed in. You had to be a part of the little boys club. But now you have regular people who could live in their grandmother's basement or something, utilize the situation, and exploit that thing. These are regular people now. This doesn't have to be an institution or a government. That's why the mainstream has to take back control over the narrative. And as they decentralize and implement a blockchain, giving the power to the DAO, that's going to make things even worse. Because then they can just cut you off. They can just turn your avatar off. With everything connected to a blockchain and you not even having to log in on different platforms, basically everything being connected, they could just cut you off all at once. You won't be able to do anything. They turn your entire livelihood off. They're already trying to make it where you can't work, you can't buy, you can't do anything without using some form of the metaverse. And all of these major companies are coming out with their own version of it. So, like I've said before, we're not going backwards. And as we're distracted and subverted with everything within the social construct, they do this. They get a whole new generation ready for this new world. Because a lot of us, we're stuck in our ways. You're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. They know they're not going to change you. They're after your children. And that's why I said, oh, well, I haven't even posted it yet. But you're going to accept this and you're going to like it. And it may not be you, but it's going to be your children. But as we argue about race and politics and who's doing what and who's doing who, your children are running around embracing this new world. So it's not for us. And that's why I say these individuals play the long game. We play the short game. We're okay with temporary victories. They're looking at the end goal. And they'll take a loss if in the end it benefits them. They'll be okay, yeah, okay, we took that L. But in the end, we're going to get what we want. Because people have short memories. And we're emotional creatures. And it doesn't take much to satisfy us. But everything will be affected. Religions will be synthesized. When I say synthesized, I mean they will be brought together. This entire game is supposed to make things better. That's how they're billing it. So creating a socialist regime, we won't have to worry about buying anything. We're going to share everything. Religions will be harmonious. Population will be controlled to reflect the changing of the climate. Yet we're worried about who's God's chosen people, the NFL season, and all of this other nonsense. And it's expected for those that we call sleep. But this is coming from the people who are supposed to be conscious or truthers, sovereigns. You're just followers. Everything that you say about the other side can be applied to you. All y'all do is regurgitate the same information as the other on every side of the spectrum. We're all sheep. That's what sheep do. They're herd. All of y'all either following Trump, oh, Trump's going to save us all, or you're following the left and you're with the agenda that they're trying to bring about, which is a demonic, horrific agenda. So both sides of the spectrum are the same. That's why I know it's subversion. But I just really wanted to give you guys that update just to tell you guys, hey, we're not going backwards. We're moving forward. How are you going to adjust? How are you going to raise your kids? How are you going to move now? Because they're not going to stop weaponizing the information. They're not going to stop with their agenda. What are we going to do as a society and as a people to adapt? Or are we just waiting for Armageddon, the Antichrist, the rapture? I don't know. Somebody to come down with some mothership and save you. It's not going to happen, man. So my message is to wake up. Wake up. That's all I got. Chaziel.